Hey there, pirates. Welcome aboard the Anime No Me channel. Get ready for a bombshell. What if I told you that Luffy, our elastic-hungry pirate king, is a direct descendant of a green blood demon who invented the devil fruits? Yes, you read that right. This theory comes straight from the fertile minds of the fans. Inspired by the SBS, those hilarious Q&A sections from Oda-sensei, and clues scattered throughout the manga and anime. It's not canon yet, but we'll back it up with specific chapters. No fluff, so you can see how the pieces fit together like a devilish puzzle. I'm going to tell this story in a continuous text, but divided into thematic sections I call the Chapters of Madness, each based on real One Piece arcs and revelations. The vocabulary will be fun, like we're chatting in a pirate tavern without repeating silly ideas, just hot facts and epic speculations. In the end, you decide madness or prophecy. Let's go, because the sea is calling and the blood, well, it might be green. Imagine this. In the vast ocean of One Piece mysteries, the devil fruits are like forbidden fruits that give superpowers but make you a hammer in the sea. Where do these beauties come from? The green blood theory suggests it all started with an ancient creature, a green blood demon whose vital essence, a bizarre emerald fluid, is the primal source of these powers. I'm not making this up. Fans pulled this from hints in SBS Volume 45, where Oda jokes about the origins of the fruits, saying they're embodiments of sea demons. But what if this demon is literal, with green blood running through its veins? Let's jump to Chapter 1069 of the manga, during the Egghead arc. Here, Vegapunk, the crazy scientist with a brain the size of an island, reveals that devil fruits are manifested human desires. Like, someone dreamed of being elastic, and boom, the Gomu Gomu no Mi is born. But the theory goes further. Vegapunk found traces of this green blood during research on the Void Century, that 800-year black hole in history. In Chapter 1070, he mentions reverse engineering to create artificial fruits. Enter green blood, a synthetic substance that mimics the lineage factor of fruit users. Developed by Vegapunk, it's used in the Seraphim, those angel demon clones, to copy Paramecia powers without eating the real fruit. Fun, right? Imagine Vegapunk as a pirate Frankenstein, mixing green blood and test tubes. In the anime episode 1096, Sadie, another green goo used by Caesar Clown to make smiles in Punk Hazard, glows like radioactive slime. Coincidence? The theory says no. This sad is a diluted version of the original green blood, explaining why smiles fail. Only 10% work, the rest become eternal laughing jokes. No redundancy here. Each clue builds the castle. The green blood demon is the granddaddy of all powers, and Luffy? He might be the lost grandson. Now, let's fast forward to the heart of the theory. In Chapter 1066, Vegapunk talks about the ancient kingdom, destroyed in the Void Century. He found relics suggesting an advanced civilization, manipulating lineage factors. Basically, pirate DNA with superpowers. Fan speculation explodes here. What if the green blood demon was a being from this kingdom, maybe an experiment or a banished god? Its blood green as poisonous algae spread across the seas, crystallizing into fruits that carry its essence. Chapter Justification. In the Wano arc, Chapter 1017, Guernica, a CP0 agent, confirms Vegapunk used Kaido's lineage factor to create Momonosuke's artificial devil fruit. But notice, it doesn't explain how. And the Seraphim need a constant connection to green blood to activate powers, as seen in Chapter 1072 with S-Hawk using the Supa no Mii. This screams ancestral origin. It's not a fruit to bite, it's a demonic essence injection. Fun to imagine Kaido, the big dragon, donating blood like a pirate blood bank. But the theory links it to the demon. Maybe Kaido, with his Oni lineage, carries diluted traces of this green blood, explaining his invincibility. And Luffy, in Chapter 1044, the big reveal. The Gomu Gomu no Mi is actually the Hito Hito no Mi, model Nika, the god of the sun and freedom. Who is Nika? A legend from the Void Century mentioned by Who's Who in Chapter 1018. The theory paints Nika as a descendant or incarnation of the green blood demon, a being who created the fruits by infusing its blood into the world. When Luffy awakens Gear 5, he becomes a living cartoon, defying physics. Coincidence that his blood awakens this? Maybe not. Maybe Luffy's blood carries green remnants, inherited from ancestors like Joy Boy, the original Nika user, as suggested in Chapter 1043. Vegapunk didn't invent it from scratch. He copied the demon. In SBS Volume 98, Oda laughs at fruit questions, but drops that demons are real in the lore. Boom! Theory solidified. Time to connect the dots with our Straw Hat hero. Luffy is Garp's grandson, Dragon's son, a lineage of tough revolutionaries and marines. But what if there's more? The theory proposes that Luffy is a direct descendant of the Green Blood Demon, perhaps through Joy Boy, who fought in the Void Century. In chapter 967, during Odin's flashback, we see Joy Boy as a legendary figure leaving a treasure on Laugh Tale. And in chapter 1040, Zunesha, the giant elephant, recognizes Luffy as the reincarnation of Joy Boy upon hearing the drums of liberation. Fun, right? Imagine Luffy finding out, hey, Shanks, my blood is green, like pirate slime, but let's justify it. Devil fruits hate water because the original demon was a banished sea creature, as Oda implies in SBS Volume 4. By eating the Nika fruit, Luffy doesn't just gain powers, he awakens a dormant lineage. In chapter 1100, during the Egghead arc, Vegapunk studies the Seraphim and mentions that green blood simulates genetic inheritance. What if Luffy doesn't need injections because he already has the original blood diluted? Think about the parallels. Sanji has Judge's genetic modifications, becoming flaming in chapter 1028. Zoro has a lineage of legendary swordsmen. But Luffy? His family is mysterious. Dragon controls winds. Garp is a physical monster, maybe traces of the demon. In chapter 582, post-Marineford, Dragon saves Luffy, and fans speculate he knows secrets of the Void Century. The theory says the Green Blood Demon created the fruits to fight the world government, infusing its blood into selected lineages. Luffy, as a D, carries the inherited will, as Blackbeard notes in chapter 576. Each cited chapter builds the story, from Punk Hazard, chapter 658, Green Essay, to Egghead, chapter 1065, Lineage Factors, showing that green blood isn't an accident, it's inheritance. Luffy discovering this would be epic. Maybe an Elbaf, a future arc, where giants know ancient legends. Let's color this in. In the anime, substances related to artificial fruits are always green. Episode 575, Punk Hazard. Sad is a bubbling green liquid. In the digital colored manga, chapter 698, the smiles explode in emerald tones. Coincidence? The theory laughs. No! The green blood in the Seraphim, revealed in episode 1093, is injected like a green serum, granting powers without consumption. In chapter 1071, S-Shark uses the Suisui no Mi via green blood, proof that synthetic blood is key. Vegapunk, in chapter 1062, admits limitations. Artificials are inferior because they lack the purity of the original. And what if the demon was the original, a being from the Void Century whose green blood spread, creating natural fruits? Luffy, as a descendant, awakens the ultimate potential, as in Gear 5, chapter 1045, where he laughs in the face of death. Fun to imagine the demon as a green alien, like a pirate E.T., banished to the oceans. In SBS Volume 76, Oda jokes about extraterrestrial origins. A hint, and Blackbeard, hunting fruits, might be seeking pure green blood, as suggested in chapter 1081. Now, we reach the climax. Luffy discovers his heritage. Imagine the end of One Piece. In a hypothetical chapter 1200, Luffy faces Imu, the Shadow King. Revelation: Imu banished the Green Blood Demon, ancestor of Joy Boy and Luffy. Proof: in chapter 1085, Imu destroys islands with mysterious powers, perhaps anti-Green Blood. And it could be that the Green Blood Demon isn't just a creator of powers. He is the origin of the D lineage, a divine rebel. In chapter 1085, when Imu appears as an entity that fears the D, it's said that this letter represents those who defy the gods. What if the Green Blood Demon was the first D, an ancestral being who challenged the original gods? Maybe the 20 kingdoms that formed the world government, using his blood to give humans power? This connection could explain why D bearers attract the will of the ancient world and awaken fruits with such potential. Oda has already suggested that the fruits are desires, but desires of whom? The fruits aren't just powers, they are dreams embedded in the demon's blood, absorbed over the ages. Vegapunk says the fruits represent human desires. But what if they are desires channeled through green blood? The demon, with the power to absorb and materialize human will, could have originated the Akuma no Mi as a way to empower the masses against the elites. Thus, the fruits are embedded dreams, and green blood, the means to make them real. In the end, perhaps the Akuma no Mi are not just products of chance or science, but fragments of an ancient legacy, rooted in the blood of a forgotten being. Luffy, with his laughter echoing like the drums of liberation, might be more than the heir to Joy Boy's will. He could be the final link of a forbidden lineage, born to challenge the gods. If that's true, the world of One Piece isn't ready for what's coming. That was today's content. We hope you liked it and want to share your opinion on the subject. Don't forget to share the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and stay amazing.